This is the Volleyball Video Dads podcast with four guys who don't have all the answers, but do have a lot of opinions. Yeah, it's a good question, Dan, and my wife and I have said, and I've been told this to every coach that she's had. This is my daughter's journey. This is not mine. If she gets a scholarship or plays professionally, that's not an achievement of mine. That's hers. So I would weigh heavily what she wanted to do, what my daughter wants to do. But I would, we offer advice and guidance. But one of those would, of course, be, okay, you're getting a spot on the ones team. Are you just a practice body, or are you actually going to get to play in these tournaments? Because I don't think she'd.
It's a lot of money to play. It's a lot of money to pay and not.
Right, and that's
game,
where the guidance comes in.
Right. That actually happened to us. Our very first year, Mackenzie made a threes team. Before tryouts, she had touched the ball 2 months prior. Never touched the ball prior to then. Never had any desire to play. Our friends were playing, boys and girls club ball. She's like, "Hey, I want to go play." And we're like, "You sure? This is a team sport. This is a volleyball. Do you even know what that is?" And she went. She had a lot of natural ability. And then some of the parents are like, "Hey, you're going to go do club ball with us, right?" And we're like, "Sure." What is, boys and girls club, club volleyball, kind of the same thing, right? No, it's not. Anyway, she made a threes team. And while we were disappointed because we didn't know anybody on the team, her friends were playing, on a twos or a ones team. We're like, well, I'll just go. But after the second practice, the coach for the twos team came up to me and was like, "Hey, we had a player drop and we want to bring her up." I'm like, "Well, what does that mean?" Because I'm still thinking this is boys and girls club ball, and we're just going to play on the weekends instead of, like Mondays and Wednesdays. And I'm like, "What does that mean?" And they're like, "Well, we want her to play on the twos team instead of the threes team." I'm like, I guess. Do I have to pay more money, or what is this? And they're like, "No, it's the same fees.
That's always
You're just gonna, they're like, she's just gonna be on the twos team. We're gonna hit some different tournaments. She's gonna get some different experience." I'm like, "Well, I guess it's her decision." And she just looked at me like, "I don't know what to do." And I'm like, "Well, I don't know what to do." Well, her brother happened to be there, and he was sitting next to me, so she glanced at him, and he's like, "Do it." And she's like, "Okay, I'll do it." But I say that to say this. Mackenzie probably wouldn't be playing today if it wasn't for that opportunity, because that coach, and we see the memes all the time that a successful coach is not the one that wins the championships, it's the one who has the players come back next year. If that hadn't happened for her, she wouldn't be playing today, I don't think, other than maybe school ball or rec ball or something like that. But that coach made a connection with her. And to this day, those two constantly pick on each other. Scaring each other when they run into each other, talking to each other. I guess I would say it's passion. He really ignited that passion in her to keep playing. Has she had some ups and downs since then over the last 3 years? Sure, every girl has. But she stuck it out, I think, because she had that first year solid experience of having that opportunity to move up. And I think that it made a huge difference for her. Going forward, would I let her make that decision, or would I be involved in the decision? I think if the coach came to me, I'd still look to her to see, hey, what do you want to do? But me as a guiding parent would say, hey, who's the coach going to be? Because that one coach can really ignite the passion, or can make her so frustrated that she never wants to play again. I think that that's where I would probably weigh in. If that answered the question. I can't even remember the question anymore. I started rambling, telling stories, and all that stuff.
No, it's a good answer.
No, it's a very good answer.
It's a great answer. Does anybody know what the question was, right?